Okay, so picture this. You're scrolling online, maybe late at night, just kind of killing time, right?
Uh-huh. Totally tuned out.
Exactly. And then, boom, an old clip pops up, something you haven't even thought about in, like, forever.
Yeah, an old music video, maybe. Or some forgotten celebrity thing.
Right, or just, a random image that instantly takes you back to a specific time. And
Uh-huh.
before you know it, you're completely sucked in. You're reading the comments, clicking on related videos.
And suddenly half an hour has just vanished. Yeah.
Yeah, just gone. In this weirdly warm, familiar feeling, like stumbling onto a memory by accident.
Oh, that feeling.
Yeah.
It might feel accidental, but
Right.
according to the framework we're looking at today, it's anything but. It's actually a system, a pretty sophisticated one, designed to grab onto something really personal,
Yeah.
your past, and monetize it.
Okay, let's unpack this. So today we're doing a deep dive into what the sources call the nostalgia loop. It's based on this proprietary LoopSpeak framework from Devon McLarty, and it basically lays out how media uses our own memories to keep us watching.
Exactly. It's not about judging what you enjoy watching, not at all. It's about revealing the mechanics behind it. The source calls it emotional archaeology.
Emotional archaeology, I like that.
Yeah, it's like creators are digging up these old cultural moments, names, sounds, specific events, because they know these fragments are powerful emotional hooks.
Hooks that kind of bypass our usual critical thinking.
Precisely. They get you feeling first, thinking second.
Which brings us right to that first step, the hook itself. How does it work so fast?
It's about efficiency, really. Using familiar names as keys. Simple, low-effort keys that unlock a whole bunch of past feelings and experiences almost instantly.
So no need for a big setup.
Nope. Think about the example in the source,
Yeah.
mentioning names like Jim Jones, Maino, maybe Max B.
Okay, yeah. Instantly recognizable from a certain era.
Right. It's not just about the music itself. It's like summoning the entire vibe, the whole cultural energy of the early 2000s hip-hop scene. The arguments, the style, everything.
That immediate flash of, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what the framework calls recognition chemistry, isn't it?
That's the term. It's essentially a neurological shortcut.
A shortcut.
Yeah. Seeing that familiar face, hearing that name, it triggers a quick, positive chemical reaction, a little release of dopamine in the brain.
Ah, okay, the feel-good chemical.
Exactly. And here's the really crucial part. That reward, that little dopamine hit, it arrives immediately, up front.
Before you even have a chance to ask, wait, why am I watching this old thing?
Precisely. You feel good, you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You're already receptive before the main content even lands. Like the analysis says, each name becomes a key unlocking emotional familiarity. They get your emotional buy-in straight away.
Okay, so that dopamine hit makes us pause the scroll. But, using that Max B example, he hasn't had mainstream stuff out in ages. The old videos aren't new.
Yeah.
So how does the loop keep going? What's the engine, as they call it?
Good question. Once the hook is set, there's this engine that kicks in to keep you there. It's got two main parts, and they work together.
Okay.
The first one is kind of counterintuitive. Conflict as comfort.
Conflict as comfort. That sounds weird. How does that work?
Well, think about those old arguments, those feuds. The drama from like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they get repackaged, put into these like relaxed podcast chats or maybe online interviews. The format feels low stakes now.
Ah, I see. So you get the excitement, the sort of adrenaline of the old drama.
Exactly. You remember the tension, who was beefing with whom, all that high stakes narrative stuff. But you're watching it from a safe distance now.
Right. There's no real world risk for me, the viewer.
Precisely. The source material actually calls it entertainment therapy, or even emotional anesthesia. You get to feel invested, maybe even a bit worked up, but you're completely safe.
Well,
It's volatility without consequence.
okay, that makes a disturbing amount of sense. Getting comfort through old conflict. But you said there were two parts to the engine.
Right. The second part is where technology really takes over. It's the algorithm's memory machine.
The algorithm, of course.
This is where the platforms themselves amplify that emotional archaeology we talked about. To an algorithm, those old familiar names, those cultural moments, they aren't just memories.
What are they then?
They're valuable nostalgia tokens because they reliably get clicks. High search volume, high engagement rates.
Oh boy. We feed into it, don't we, every time we watch or like or share that old clip.
You're training the algorithm. You're essentially teaching the platform this very profitable equation. Memory equals engagement. Absolutely. The platform sees what works, what keeps your eyes on the screen, and it just keeps recycling yesterday's culture, optimizing it with tags, metadata, SEO.
Turning old stuff into today's clickbait.
Exactly. The algorithm learns to feed you your own past because, frankly, it's one of the most predictable ways to keep you glued to the screen forever, potentially.
And the crazy thing is, it all feels so organic. Like you just stumbled upon this great spontaneous conversation, or you're just naturally taking a trip down memory lane. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because that feeling of spontaneity, that's part of the design, isn't it?
That's the core paradox the framework highlights. It looks spontaneous, it feels like a casual chat, but underneath, the analysis shows it often follows a very precise, repeatable formula.
A formula built to manipulate our attention.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
A structural blueprint for emotional capture. And it's actually pretty simple, structurally.
Okay, what is it?
3 steps. Emotion, recall, attention.
Emotion, recall, retention. Okay, break that down.
Step 1, emotion. That's triggered by the initial hook, the recognition chemistry we talked about.
Yeah.
That nostalgic name or image hits you.
Right, the dopamine hit.
Step 2, recall. That positive feeling immediately triggers the memory, the recall of a whole specific era or cultural moment you enjoyed. The feeling of the 90s, maybe, or that early 2000s energy.
Got it. You're not just remembering the name, you're remembering the time.
Exactly. And step 3, retention. Combine that instant positive emotion with the flood of associated memories.
And you stick around. You keep watching. That's the goal. Retention.
That's the goal. Maximum minutes acquired from your attention.
And the sources point out something interesting about what's being sold here, right? It's not like old school advertising.
That's a crucial distinction, yeah. That basic formula using emotion to drive attention isn't new. Advertisers have done it for ages. But historically, often retention was achieved by selling, well, fear.
Like buy this alarm system or your house will get robbed.
Exactly. Fear of missing out, fear of danger, fear of social exclusion. But in the nostalgia loop, the commodity being sold has shifted.
It's not fear anymore.
No. Nostalgia has replaced fear. The content sells familiarity, safety, comfort. It's a much softer, warmer kind of manipulation.
But it's still manipulation.
Oh, absolutely. Because the ultimate currency, the actual asset being traded, it's still your attention. The comfort is just masking a highly optimized formula designed to capture that attention.
Okay, so understanding all this, it's not about, like, quitting the internet or never enjoying an old clip again, right?
Not at all. The goal isn't deprivation. It's about shifting from being a passive target of this engineered emotion
to being more aware, a critical viewer.
Exactly. It's about achieving what the source calls emotional sovereignty. Now we've sort of decoded the loop. How do we counter it?
So what's the strategy? What can you, the listener, actually do?
The first step, the most powerful one, is just recognition. It's simply realizing in the moment, okay, nostalgia is being used here on me.
So when you see that old clip, instead of just diving into the feeling, you pause.
You pause that immediate sentimental recall. And instead of just passively thinking, oh, wow, I remember that, you actively engage your critical brain.
This is the foundation of what the source calls cultural literacy, understanding the why behind the content.
Precisely. Understanding the potential motives. And you do that by asking one key question, a question that fundamentally changes your relationship with that content.
Okay, what's the question?
You ask yourself, what era is being sold back to me right now, and why now?
Why now? That's interesting.
That simple question immediately interrupts that emotion recall retention formula. You see that clip of some celebrity argument for 2005, and you pause. Why this specific conflict today? Why is it surfacing when there's so much happening now?
That pause, that question, is the first act of taking back control.
It is. It shifts you from, I remember that, which is passive, to I recognize the technique, which is active.
And the payoff for doing this regularly?
The reward is building that emotional sovereignty. It's the power to actually own your feelings and, crucially, control your attention in this incredibly crowded, engineered media landscape.
Okay, so let's try and tie this all together.
So to quickly synthesize the framework, media uses this emotional archaeology, digging up the past. It leverages recognition chemistry for that instant hook. And it uses algorithmic memory machines to keep the engine running.
All serving that precise three-step formula. Emotion recall, retention.
Right. It's structured content, highly optimized, designed to turn your personal history into their present-day engagement metrics, which translates to profit.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? It means that understanding this architecture, this blueprint for capturing attention, lets you choose how you engage.
You're not just reacting to a trigger.
Exactly. Every time you consciously spot the hook, see the engine working, recognize that formula, you're reclaiming a piece of your own attention. Your most valuable resource, really, your mind.
And perhaps we can leave you with this powerful thought, drawn directly from the source material. Memory equals engagement. Awareness equals freedom.
Recognize the keys they're using. Decode the nostalgia tokens. Own your attention. And just to note, this structural analysis of the nostalgia loop we've discussed is based on the proprietary LoopSpeak framework developed by Devon McLarty. It's derived from intellectual property owned by D Investment Enterprise, LLC, and published by D Publishing Group. Thank you for diving deep with us today.